What's going on, you guys? It's your man James, aka JP, back again with another toy room review, and today we're taking a look at something a little bit different. The other day I was on Amazon and I came across this, and it was a fake Lego Back to the Future diorama set, and I thought it looked pretty cool, so I went ahead and ordered it, and that's what it is in this bag right here. So you can see this bag is like no picture. It's a very generic bag and doesn't even really like have anything in here, so I hope I was even sent like the right set. I'm sure I was, but this is by Mock Blocks Bricks. So this is essentially just like a knockoff Lego set. I doubt these are actually like real Lego pieces in here. I'm honestly not even sure, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this set built off camera. I just wanted to show really quickly, you know, what this looked like when you receive it, because it is just like a generic bag. If there's anything interesting or anything to note, I guess, while I'm doing the building process, I'll obviously show that off. But without further ado, let me go ahead and get this built off camera, and I'll catch up with you guys once, hopefully, my Back to the Future diorama set is built. Alright, you guys, and here is the Back to the Future diorama set out of the packaging. Now there's a few things I want to go over really quickly. With this not being like an official Lego set and it's just some knockoff set, there were some noticeable differences. Obviously brick quality was not up to par with Lego. There's just no way around it. It's just not as tight. The pieces don't necessarily fit as good as Lego pieces. There's nothing wrong necessarily with the fitment, but just assembling them, you can tell that they're not as high quality as Lego. And then the other thing is that you do get an instruction manual, but it is a little bit confusing. So you don't get a paper instruction manual like you do with Lego sets. You get a digital instruction manual. It's a PDF that you have to download, which is fine, but all the bags are numbered. However, the instructions don't tell you which bags to start with or give any clear indication, and it's very confusing because the card that you scan the QR code in order to download the PDF for the instructions, it specifically says on that card that there is no order that you have to do the bags in. Just make sure you follow the instructions given to you, as far as like, you know, you got bag 1, build it this way, you got bag 4, build it this way, but there is no order in which you have to build them. But you open up the instructions and it just gives you from beginning to end without giving you the bag number or anything like that. So that was a little frustrating because then you have to dump out all of the pieces and kind of sort them that way to try and find the pieces. So it wasn't like too bad. It didn't take too long to do that, and it was kind of easy to figure out all the pieces, but it wasn't as simple and straightforward as a Lego booklet. But with that out of the way, this set is absolutely incredible, man. The details that they packed in here for being such a small model is just amazing. So let's go ahead. I'm going to zoom in and we'll go scene by scene because there are quite a bit of scenes in here. So we're going to zoom in there and start with, obviously, right here, Back to the Future 1, and this is obviously the clock tower as well as the DeLorean. So just really great details here. This is also kind of bothersome, is that these pieces don't like line up perfectly. I guess there we go, we got it there. But yeah, you have the clock tower right here, and man, you got the DeLorean as well, but obviously it's not like the most detailed thing in the world. But you can see here, I mean, you can clearly tell if you're a Back to the Future fan that that is the DeLorean, and you can see that it even has the fire trail right here when it's traveling through time. So I think that is really good. And then the clock tower has some, you know, decent detailing on it as well, from the little fire right here as well as a lamp. And you also have the antenna right here at the top of the clock tower. I kind of do want to get, like, I don't know, maybe a piece of dental floss or like some twine or something and just connect it right here. I think that would kind of set it over the top, just having those two things right there. I think that would be pretty cool. Anyways, transitioning from Back to the Future 1, we're going to move over to Back to the Future number 2, and you can clearly tell this is Biff's Hotel. I don't remember the exact name of the hotel in the movie, but it is the Biff Hotel from Back to the Future 2 in the future, obviously after Biff gets a sports almanac in the past and then changes the future and everything like that. So really good detail here. I like how they even like managed to do, it's kind of hard to tell, but you can see the red poking out right here, how they did kind of like the red carpet from the hotel right there in the front of the hotel entrance, also with the light for the hotel. I think that is really awesome. And then I love this feature here, how they just made it look so tall. It really does look like a really tall, expensive hotel tower. And I love this little Easter egg right up here. I'll kind of angle the camera that way. You obviously have that scene from the rooftop of the hotel when the DeLorean gets up there and Marty escapes from Biff. So I thought that was a really nice Easter egg, and obviously This is a lot smaller scale than something like down here with this DeLorean over here. This is literally just like one brick. So yeah, I mean, even though it's so small and so tiny, I love the way that they pulled that off. And I love the clear translucent brick hanging off the building to make it look like obviously the DeLorean is flying right there. So really great details as far as that goes. Now we're just going to angle the camera back down and zoom out ever so slightly and move on to another continuation of Back to the Future 2 over here. Now this is where I had my only issue with the set, is I was missing one brick. So you can see how this tunnel that they made over here, it has this brick right here that kind of covers it and gives it that look of the tunnel. It was supposed to have another one that went right in this spot, but the set was just missing it. I checked every bag, I checked every piece that I had left over, and it did not have this piece included in the set. So that was kind of a bummer, but at least, you know, I just left the back piece exposed, so it's not as bad if you look at it head on from this way. Which I kind of do want to angle it so we can look at it head on, because the details that they put in here were actually pretty awesome. So they have a tunnel that they built here, and they have this one car kind of halfway in and halfway out of the tunnel, which I think was really cool. And then they have this truck right here, and I believe this is going to be a reference to the manure truck. And then I think that's going to be Biff's car right there. So that is just really awesome detail. And then as we come up here, you can see the Back to the Future 2 version of the DeLorean in the hover mode. So yeah, that is just really awesome. And like I said, it is a simplistic design, but if you're a fan of Back to the Future, I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. If you're a fan of Back to the Future, you can immediately tell like what this is. So that is really awesome. So now from there, that's going to transition us over to Back to the Future 3. And I am going to have to zoom out just a little bit on this one because it is pretty tall. So Back to the Future 3, again, just amazing, amazing details on here. So you have the train going at full speed, pushing the DeLorean, and the DeLorean going to start traveling in time off of the train tracks, suspended in the air. Man, I don't know how. Let me just try flipping it around so you can get a better look at that right there. I think the back end, at least for this set, for this portion right here, you get a better look at it. But the train is done in a very simplistic way, and so is this DeLorean. This is another one that is only like essentially just one brick, but the way that they pulled this off with the translucent orange bricks as well as the clear bricks on the bottom just to give it a little bit more stability, man, just such great detail there. And then you can see, I'm not entirely sure what this is supposed to be right here. I'm sure it's something from the movie on the railroad tracks. Maybe, oh, you know what? Maybe this is the sign that they ended up going past, if I'm not mistaken. That tells you it's like the end of the tracks. Maybe that's what that is. That's the only thing in this set that I'm not entirely sure what that reference is. But yeah, here you go. You have the train also carrying the car, or the little back of the train, the other cars there, and then the DeLorean just going into the future. And then you also even have like translucent blue bricks here to represent the water underneath the train tracks. And then that leads us still continuing on to Back to the Future 3, but this is going to be the end of the movie where Doc Brown comes from the future with the train set, or the future or the past, I guess the past technically, but he comes into present day with the train. And this one's going to be a little hard to show off just because of the dimensions of the set, but yeah, you can see here this is obviously right at the end of the movie where he has the train flying with the wings and everything like that. And because it is all black, it is going to be a little bit hard to make out. I'll see if I can get a better look on this side for you guys. So there you go. Maybe if I bring in the light, that'll be a little bit easier to see. There you go. So you can kind of make all that out. If I just kind of lean everything this way, you can kind of see the wings and everything like that in there. So that is just really, really awesome detail. And man, this set, even though it's a knockoff, this set is just so amazing. I'm such a big fan of this set. And it wasn't that expensive. I think it was like 30 bucks, maybe $30 or $40 on Amazon, and it's just such a great display piece to put on a desk or put on your shelf or whatever. It really doesn't take up that much space. It is long, but it's not like entirely long. It's probably about like a foot long, like 12 inches, the size of a ruler. So it doesn't take up too much space. It's not wide at all. This is the widest point right here. and it's kind of hard to show off because now the back of it is hitting my review setup. But yeah, this is as wide as it goes right here, and that's just for the clock tower portion. If you actually take a look at the back end of it, you will see that the rest of it is actually really thin. And here's just what it looks like from the back. Obviously it's not going to look the prettiest, but there's only so much you can do when it's just like a diorama set like this. And this really reminds me of the Lego Sonic Green Hills set. Is just kind of like that same vibe, just a long display piece like that. So yeah, this is really awesome. So I'll leave a link to this in the description down below if you do want to purchase it. I got it off of Amazon, and it took probably about 2 weeks to get here, more or less. There was no Prime shipping offered on this, but man, I cannot wait to get this on my Back to the Future display. So that is pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with your friends. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. That link's in the description down below. And I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. As always, guys, stay tuned for more, and I'll see you guys next time.